and better than any other city we go out there and look. So that would be my, I know, you're like, no, it's like,
I want to close, or at least our panel part here, on one final question, and it's a really important one. I mentioned real-time evolution, and we have seen Memphis evolve over the last decades as a brand, but specifically, I think, within the last few years, that has started to accelerate. And next year, in fact, tomorrow, Memphis celebrates its 199th birthday. And so next year, we honor our bicentennial. So that is an important moment. It's an important moment for a city. It's an important moment for a brand. And rather than look backwards, let's talk about it more as our third century, as Memphis moves forward. How do you see the Memphis brand and our story evolving as we approach and proceed past that moment? Ken, can we start with you?
Sure. I hadn't really thought about that question. But let me address it this way. One of the important things about a brand is, and we use this term a lot now in marketing, is that they're living brands, right? That, think of them as people, as children. They're always evolving. They always need nurturing. It is not something that there's a panel of people here today and it's solved tomorrow and we can all go back and do what we're used to doing. This is something that everybody in this room has to own, ongoing, and our institutions own ongoing in perpetuity, okay? So when I look into the 3rd century, and it's probably more of an obstacle or fear, is that we do some amazing work, we talk about the amazing things here, but then we get complacent about it. And say, it's that old picture of George Bush on the ship. Mission accomplished. There's no mission accomplished here, okay? We need to continue to find those stories, to continue to find where the innovation is coming from, where the cultural evolution is coming from, and celebrate that, highlight that. I think you're looking at it so positively, which is, let's stop looking backward and let's look forward. There's so much here to celebrate. We just have to go out and find it and do it.
I can now, you've seen a lot of change since you've been here. Now we're approaching that 3rd century.
Seeing some change, however, when we look at going forward, I used this analogy with the chamber once. I said, Memphis is like a wagon full of heavy stones. And that wagon is being pulled by one white horse. And right there in the grass is grazing a black horse and a brown horse. That city is not going to move forward if every community here isn't engaged. And black businesses, small black businesses, I was looking at this table here, you got Kevin Woods, you got Daryl Collins, you got Dan Turner. We all can participate in supporting minority businesses. Who's your real estate attorney? Who cuts your grass? Who's your wealth management provider? There are minority companies that are doing excellent work in those fields. And so I say, our slogan, originality and soul comes together to create change. You can't create change when you're broke. And the way that you embolden and strengthen that community that is trying to make change is support the businesses and industries and communities that are supporting them. So I think that would hitch that black horse and that brown horse to our wagon load of the city, and it will move us forward into our next 100 years.
Yeah, you gotta follow that. Sorry.
Wow, because when I looked at that question, I thought about inclusiveness and how important it is for us to, hire minority businesses. It is so important. And I think that when we come together and work together and see the value in doing that, this city is going to grow. And we're going to go into the next century gangbusters. I think that we see that in the current leadership of the city, that they believe in like doing business with minority businesses. We need to see more of that though. And we need to challenge corporate Memphis to do the same. I think it's important. But I also think that it is our responsibility to continue to have that dialogue, and that elevates the brand. Because if we sit back and say, yeah, we should be doing businesses with Black folk amongst ourselves and not have that public dialogue, then it'll never happen. So it's time for it to continue to happen and just make it happen.
Yeah. Jason?
Picking up on that, but also applying it, to the brand thinking as well, is you gotta make yourself uncomfortable. We've had the same branding in this city for forever. If it's comfortable, we just fall back on it because it's easy. We know what it is. We know what the catchphrases is. Same way you fall back on the same people you've always done business with, your same network of friends for hiring or whatever it might be. So I think it's just critically important as we go forward into this next century that everybody takes it upon themselves to make themselves a little bit uncomfortable. Challenge yourself, push yourself, take things in a different direction and see what you can accomplish by doing that. I think that's, what we're trying to do with Bring Your Soul, is what we're trying to do with the Memphis Brand Initiative, is take what we've just been relying on for the last 50 years without much even thinking about it, and challenge ourselves and make ourselves a little uncomfortable to think about our city in a different way, so that people inside the city start thinking about our city the way people outside of it already think about it.
Well said. Emily, final thought on that?
No, no.
Okay, it's hard to follow
I
that.
think it's a fantastic combination when you find a group of people who are ready for change and open to it and a moment in time to seize it. And a bicentennial is a fantastic time to do that. It doesn't mean we ignore our history. It doesn't mean we ignore our problems, not whatsoever. Those are fantastic teachers and great reminders and some places we never want to go again. And so to me, those should be galvanizers and inspiration for us to look forward and do differently. That's the great thing about a brand, is you get to write your own story, and I know which one I want to write, and I know what we can write. The fact that we can own soul in a world that is desperately in need of it. People are looking to have emotional connections. They are looking for something positive. They want to rally around something meaningful. And so I say, let's use the bicentennial to give them a chance to do that, and let's do it together.
Great. So everyone, a big round of applause for that. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Escort it back to the table. Enjoy your salad. Great. Covered a lot of good ground there, right? I think there were some really important points made there in terms of inclusivity in our third century. And one of the things that I wanted to add to that was elevating role models, right? Role models that are doing amazing, artists, architects, business leaders, doing amazing, wonderful things here in Memphis. We need to talk about them. Memphis is rising. Memphis is on the rise. We heard a little bit about it today. That doesn't mean we don't have issues. That doesn't mean we don't have challenges. We tackle those challenges. We look for, is that all for me? That clap? That's awesome. Yeah, that's it, right. So, what does that look like, Memphis Rising? Let me show you for a second. In the last 6 months, Fast Company ranked Memphis as the #1 city for Southern city for Black entrepreneurs. We dethroned Atlanta. Inc. magazine ranked Memphis on the very #1 slot on their Opportunity Index. Time ranked us the 12th up-and-coming city. Black Enterprise ranked us as the city for businesses in 2017. We were named America's #1 boomtown for female entrepreneurs, and yes, finally, Chronicle of Philanthropy ranked us America's most generous city. Memphis is on the move. We are part of some of that. You all are part of all of it. We have a powerful story to tell here in Memphis. So my question to all of you is, how do you bring your soul? How do you create change? We're already seeing it happen. In fact, this morning we checked, we have had close to 1,600 people in the last 4 months share how they are creating change and bringing their soul to Memphis on Instagram alone. That's a powerful opportunity for all of us to be part of not a marketing campaign, but of a movement, of something that does steer us forward, and we are on the move. In fact, I showed you guys, well, I didn't get a chance to show you, but I talked to you guys about numbers at the very beginning. I thought I'd show you and close with a couple more. So we just finished our last brand tracker, building on the last data set that we had. So 6 months later, here's what we found out. How do you feel about Memphis overall? We saw a 7-point lift nationally, that people are now even more positive on Memphis, 55%. Locally, our multicultural millennials, they actually exceed that 55% by 10% more. They're even more positive on Memphis. They're up 5% in 6 months. I agree. Yeah, all the millennials are right over here, guys. If you're questioning. And then finally, you're at home. 55% of Memphians say Memphis is already or is becoming a great place to live and work. That's up 13 points in 6 months. Like it or not, we are on the move, people, and there is a powerful story to tell, but we cannot tell it alone. This Memphis brand belongs to all of us, and that is my final thought. We are all part of this thing we call Memphis. More than a place, Memphis truly lives within inside of all of us. It is an experience, it is an emotion, it is an ideal that we all share together because we are here part of this community at a very, very unique moment in time. And it is our opportunity to see this community forward, and we do that together. And this next little spot gives a quick idea that, yes, I truly do believe we are about originality, soul, and creating change.
Okay, so where to begin? Where do all stories begin? There's a girl. Obviously there's a girl. And she is on her way out the door right now. But I'd like to remind her why she needs to stay right here. So Memphis, I have a big favor to ask you. I know why Memphis became my land of opportunity. Help me bring her back. Remind me of why you choose to be here. Show me what makes your heart skip a beat. What turns the ordinary into magic. Show me how you make her turn around and come back home. Show me Memphis. Was that the stupidest thing I've ever done?
How many of these shirts did we make? 1,000. We made 1,000 shirts that says, ooh. Yes.
Yeah, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I don't know, I think it's really sweet. This is my story.
When my family and I moved here nearly 25 years ago, it really just welcomed all of us with open arms.
I chose Memphis because of the people, the community, the diversity that we share here.
We're so happy to be raising a company and a baby in Memphis.
This is my Memphis story. We took an old series